If it ain't broke, don't fix it is the Jim Jeffries motto behind this team selection. The only change from the Hearts 11 who started last Saturday's Edinburgh derby and won it 2-0 is the absence through injury of left-back Neil Poynton. And that means a first competitive match of the season for Gary Naismith, who's 19 tomorrow. Alongside him in the Hearts defence is ever-present David Weir, who made his third appearance for Scotland and France in midweek, and barring injury looks like spending next summer at the World Cup finals. Alan Main could be there as well. The St Johnstone keeper has been in tremendous form this season, and he too was chosen in the squad for Wednesday's friendly in St Etienne. His is the first name on Paul Sturrock's team list, but elsewhere there are changes because of injury and suspension. John O'Neill is serving a ban, and Danny Griffin joins the St Johnstone injury list. In comes Jim Weir after a long absence, Canadian Nick Dasovic, and Lee Jenkinson, who was on the bench for Wales during the week in their glamour game against Brazil. The referee is FIFA-listed Stuart Dougal. St Johnstone get the match started. They've won 3 of their last 5 matches, which is good form for a side newly promoted, and they've only lost once away from home this season, and that was against Celtic. Immediately, a free kick goes against Jim Weir. In from Steve Fulton, and first-time effort from Thomas Flogel. The Hearts fans weren't too convinced about the Austrian in his early days at Tynecastle, but in the last few games he's finding some form. Nicely flighted from Fulton, and a first-time flash at the ball from Flogel. Given away by O'Halloran. Now Salvatore. Flogel and Robertson up ahead of him. Bundled over by Jenkinson. An unnecessary challenge that by Jenkinson. Because Salvatore was running out of options. David Weir's in the box for the Fulton free kick. 2 Hearts players go crashing to the ground, Weir and Flogel. And screams around Tynecastle for a penalty. Fulton drifted it in. There was a fair bit of jostling, but nothing too sinister. It's off the top of Naismith's head. This is dangerous for Paul Ritchie. Push in the back from George Boyle. Spotted by Stuart Dougal. In his desperation to get at the ball, the push in the back from George Boyle. Won by Lee Jenkinson. And Gilles Rousset just watched the ball drift across the goal mouth. It was a good header that from Jenkinson, and it was O'Halloran's effort across the goal. Good pace from Lee Jenkinson. A tempting ball too, all the way through to Paul Kane. O'Halloran and Boyle in the middle. Philip Scott's shot charged down by Cameron. The press team will try again. In from Kane. That's for Lee Jenkinson. And Gary Locke won the header at the far post, which he had to, although the last touch appears to have come off Jenkinson. Good attack this from St Johnstone. And the last touch was Jenkinson's. And David Weir works it on to Paul Ritchie. Much improved player, Paul Ritchie, but he's given it away this time to Paul Kane. Kane, Scott, O'Boyle and O'Halloran are possible targets for Jenkinson. He's past Salvatore. He's struggling to get much joy out of Gary Locke, although he does win a free kick. He was going nowhere fast there, Jenkinson, but he was caught by Locke. It's Keith O'Halloran with the free kick. Ahead of David Weir. And up and under from Preston. And cleared by Naismith, but straight to Paul Kane. Not a good defensive header. Phil Scott wins a corner kick. Third top scorer for St Johnstone last season with 14. Not off the mark this time. Gilles Rousset, the man in charge, in the Hearts' goal mouth. Lee Jenkinson having a look at the big figures in the middle. That came off the head of Gary Naismith, another corner kick. Naismith first there. It's not been an inspiring start, this, from Hearts. And Jim Jeffries not looking entirely happy. Salvatore to McCann. John Robertson trying to keep himself onside. And McCann was bundled over. Dasovic with the foul from behind. And the animated figure of Paul Sturrock. Didn't think he would sit in the dugout for too long. Robertson and Flogel jockeying for position at the edge of the box. David Weir is up as well. Steve Fulton's free kick. Away from Kernaghan. Again, disappointing from Hearts. And Gary Naismith caught napping in from O'Halloran. Here's Georgia Boyle. Good goalkeeping from Rousset. Georgia Boyle might have made more of that. It was a good early ball through for O'Boyle, but it was good goalkeeping from Rousset. Salvatore prods it in the direction of Gary Locke. John Robertson's made a run up ahead. Locke again, Preston in front of him. McCann at the far post. Now Colin Cameron works himself some space, and a good strike too, which almost spilled out of the hands of Alan Main. It's been a quiet time so far from Cameron, who's been so influential for Hearts this season. That was more like it. Little darting run and a good strike. Georgia Boyle gets a second chance off Ritchie. Good control from Philip Scott. Does well. Alan Preston struck it well enough, but couldn't keep it down. But it was well worked that by St Johnstone. Philip Scott held it up until the arrival of Preston. Too high. Good turn from Gary Naismith. Finds Flugel. Being pressured by Weir. Salvatore to David Weir. And Salvatore gets it back. Gary Locke wanting it. It's the final ball that Hearts want to get right. Locke away from Jenkinson. A shot at goal from Gary Locke earns a round of applause because the Hearts fans haven't had too much to cheer about in the first half. Got himself away from Jenkinson, but tugged the shot wide of Main's goal. Jose Kitongo signing autographs. We may see him on the park before too much longer. Paul Ritchie to Gary Naismith. Fulton. Flugel. Good linking play, Cameron. McCann up ahead. Still has it, Colin Cameron. Just snatched at the shot and failed to put it on target. But the last few minutes maybe a touch more encouraging for the Hearts supporters. But hooked well wide, that one. And that's half-time. And a hugely disappointing first half from a Hearts point of view. The league leaders looking off colour. They really have failed to recapture the form they've shown in the first 12 league games of the season. And there'll be some strong words exchanged in that Hearts dressing room at half-time. St Johnstone have given as good as they've got from the top team in the Premier Division, and they'll be encouraged by the first half. Scoreline at Tynecastle is Hearts 0, St Johnstone 0. Hearts have won 7 of their last 8 matches, but they're going to have to lift things in the second half if they're going to keep that good run going. Early indications, a bit more directness there from Colin Cameron. Now Flugel against McQuillan, and that's behind for a goal kick. But St Johnstone will be happy with the way they've played. Lock for Salvatore. Does well against Jenkinson, although robbed at the second attempt. Now Philip Scott. Georgia Boyle trying to keep himself onside. Here's O'Halloran. Taking on Naismith. Good ball in too for Georgia Boyle. So close to the opener for St Johnstone. O'Halloran again. And Dasovic. The pass from McQuillan. And O'Halloran wins a corner kick. Tremendous ball played in this by O'Halloran, and so unlucky Georgia Boyle, foiled by the crossbar. An air of contentment there about Paul Sturrock. His team is depleted by injuries and suspensions, but they're really giving him everything today. It didn't look as if O'Halloran had much chance of getting in the cross against Naismith. Did so well. In comes Jenkinson's corner kick away from Cameron. Preston back for Jenkinson, but he hadn't got himself back onside. Here's Flugel. Neil McCann's outside. Robertson and Salvatore in the penalty box. Flugel is there now too. Back off Jim Weir. Neil McCann will try again. Good ball in this time. And there's the opening goal for Thomas Flugel. A huge cheer goes round Tynecastle. And there's a lot of relief in that reaction. The team really hasn't clicked into top gear so far, but that was a great cross from McCann and a crushing header in past Alan Main. It's the final ball which Hearts have been lacking. That time they got it right. 1-0. Superb wing play by McCann. If he could produce this more often, he could well be in that World Cup squad for France as well. Jim Jeffries will feel considerably happier, want to have the lead, and he'll also hope that that will spark Hearts into a bit better form. A wayward header from David Weir straight to Lee Jenkinson. Left by O'Boyle. Covering was Paul Ritchie. Having a good season for Hearts, Paul Ritchie. Fulton to Cameron. Early ball for Flugel on first time on the volley. What an effort that was from the Austrian. Saved by Alan Main. That was direct play from Hearts. What a difference a goal makes. There's Alan Main. Sliced off the outside of his left boot. And a corner kick. Ritchie and Weir are up for the corner. Delivered by Steve Fulton. Fumbled by Alan Main. And that was a real chance for Paul Ritchie. Alan Main will be a relieved man. Lucky for him that that fell to the right foot of Paul Ritchie. Favours the left, and he couldn't keep this effort down. Determined play that from Jim Weir. And over-determined play by Gary Naismith. And a clash as the ball is retrieved by St Johnstone. Steve Fulton involved. Tempers freeing. This was the incident. It was Gary Naismith's foul initially. The free kick was given, and when Steve Fulton put his foot on the ball, St Johnstone bodies came sliding in. There's Georgia Boyle. Good effort. A good turn and shot. It came off Paul Ritchie. And behind for the corner kick. He remains the real threat to Hearts. Nodded down by Kernaghan. Good control again. Good turn from a Boyle. And that came off Ritchie. Jenkinson's corner. A Boyle there. Dasovic knocks it down for Paul Kane. Plenty options in the area. Kernaghan's header. The Boyle's chasing. And Steve Fulton's covering. In from Jenkinson all the way to Dasovic. Looking for a Boyle. Saved by Rousset. And away from Flogel. Finally booted clear by David Weir. McQuillan finds O'Halloran. The challenge from Gary Locke. Keith O'Halloran still has it. Finally tidied up by Salvatore. That's well played. Controlled by Robertson. He's under pressure from Preston. And he's got a free kick. In from Dasovic. All that's needed was a slight touch from a Boyle, and that could have been the equaliser. Good play from Fulton. He's away from Paul Kane. Good ball in too. Straight back to him from Weir. Neil McCann's chance this time. And Fulton again. Cleverly away from Paul Kane. And that's off Philip Scott. And a Hearts corner. Patient play from Hearts. And finally, as Fulton played this in, off Scott. Cameron takes the corner quickly. Fulton fired that across. All that needed was the merest of touches. And that might well have ended up behind Alan Main. Dangerous strike from Fulton. Touch from Salvatore. Jim Weir let it run. Great confidence in his goalkeeper. And Alan Main got there. Boyle away from Kitongo. Paul Kane made a run. He's found now by Roddy Grant, and John McQuillan is up as well. As for Georgia Boyle, and St Johnstone are level. Superbly worked goal. And that is deserved recognition for the performance of Georgia Boyle. Early in the second half, he struck the crossbar with a header. He's produced some superb skill, and the cut back from McQuillan set him up to make it 1-1. This is no more than St Johnstone have deserved, and a clinical finish that. Now Gary Naismith, Adam, and Neil McCann. McCann away from Paul Kane. Kane with a fistful of his shirt. An advantage was played. Weir to O'Boyle. This is a spirited showing from St Johnstone. Grant with Scott and O'Boyle in the middle. Paul Kane in support. Still has it, Grant. And a good shot too, which Gilles Rousset couldn't hold. Good play this from Grant. Sent Gary Locke the wrong way and rattled in a fair old shot. Jenkinson's corner cleared by Naismith. Straight back to the Welshman. Alan Preston against Steve Fulton. Trying to whip in across. O'Boyle away from Salvatore. Still has it, George O'Boyle. Determined play. And Roddy Grant's header. They're looking menacing in attack at the moment, St Johnstone. They link so well, O'Boyle and Grant. Cameron to Kitongo. Keeping possession. Managing to turn as well. Darting into the box, Jose Kitongo. That came off. Well, it looked as if it came off Jim Weir for the corner kick. That's what Hearts thought. But it was tremendous skill. He really does have such good close control. Steve Fulton, back from Adam. Here's Stefan Adam again. What can he do? Fulton and Kitongo! It's 2-1 Hearts. 2 goals in 2 weeks. What a start to his career, but it won't count. The flag is up. Great build-up this from Hearts. Touch of good fortune. The ball broke kindly for Stefan Adam. Steve Fulton's effort in off Kitongo. Ruled out for offside. The 90 minutes are almost up. Steve Fulton. Now David Weir. McCann against McQuillan, not for the first time. Here's Weir. The header from Jim Hamilton. Couldn't really direct that away from Alan Main. Played in by Weir. Here's Roddy Grant. The turn took him away from Paul Ritchie, but he just stumbled as he attempted the shot. Jim Weir beating Stefan Adam in the air. Neil McCann chipped out by Paul Kane. Not too difficult a decision for Stuart Dougal to make. Another yellow card. Blatant obstruction. In from McCann. Hand used in the area, surely. Yes, it's a penalty kick. Handball by Alan Kernaghan, and that is tragic for both he and St Johnstone. McCann's cross. 3 went for it, and it came off the hand of Kernaghan. On loan from Manchester City. He's been an important figure in defence for St Johnstone, and the Perth team having done so well, this is a big disappointment for them. Penalty kick, which Colin Cameron will take. It's 2 minutes into stoppage time. This is real pressure. This is real responsibility for Cameron. This to win the game. And Cameron does it! His 5th goal of the season, and it's a vital one. It keeps Hearts' winning run going, and it keeps them at the top of the league. Nerves of steel from Cameron. He gave Alan Main no chance. St Johnstone restart the match, but there can't be too much more of it. Away from David Weir. And again. And that's full time. And Hearts have beaten St Johnstone. What a dramatic ending that was. It looked as if the Perth team had salvaged a point, and who could have denied them that? Their outstanding player, George Boyle, struck the equaliser. It looked as if it was going to finish 1-1, but Colin Cameron had the final say after Alan Kernigan's handball, and pure delight on the face of Cameron and on all the Hearts supporters inside Tynecastle, because that goal means the final score of Hearts 2, St Johnstone 1.
We scratched the result out, we got there in the end. It probably wasn't our best performance of the season, but the result was the most important thing at the end of the day.
Maybe a lot of credit, though, to St Johnstone for the way they played.
I thought they played very well. Yeah, they're a good side, you know. They're one of the best teams we played this season. They're well organised, obviously, with the manager and the assistant manager they have. They know the game, and you can see that when the way they played today.
The good thing from a Hearts point of view is that you didn't lose the place. You just kept trying to play the way that you have been playing this season.
That's right. Well, I think that's our strength. You know, we don't want to start getting launching high balls into the box when we've got the likes of Jose and Neil McCann, Colin Cameron, players like that who want the ball to feet. So that's what we try and do. That's what the manager preaches to us, and we try and do that.
And the spirit in the side was typified by the fact that you kept going right into stoppage time to get the winner.
That's right. Yeah. Well, we thought we might have had a goal a wee bit earlier. We thought that was a wee bit controversial there. So to come back for that blow and get another one was, I mean, it says a lot for the boys. And your position at the top of the table was helped today by the results of Rangers and Celtic. That's right. We're hearing that as well, so that can only help us. But we know that the most important thing is our performances and keeping the wee run going for us.
It's one of these games that we ground out a result, and if you know you're up the top there and you can do that, then that all goes well when you're not didn't play as well as we've been doing in recent weeks.
But as you say, they didn't just come here to stop you playing.
No, we knew that. If you look at their record this year, I think it's better away from home. So they get behind the ball. They've got good experienced players, and they keep possession and they get good movement as well. So it was always going to be a tough match. So we're just delighted that we got the 3 points. As I say, we've been unfortunate with the goal chalked off, but it came right in the end for us.
I'm kind of pleased for the players tonight because they've set their stall out, they've done their business, they've come to the team at the top of the league and haven't looked out of place in any sorts. And obviously, the big, huge blow is obviously losing the goal so late. They responded well to the first Hearts goal, which came early in the second half. We've done that all season. You know, once we went down, they've pegged away and worked hard. The good thing about that, it would have been very easy for us to lose our shape and basically go chasing the game. But they stuck to the game plan and tried to make sure that they were positive in their approach, and we got our just rewards just after it. The match was almost all over when the Hearts winner went in. How did you view that one? I would like to see it again before I make any comment. I do feel that there was a lot of bodies in there challenging, and I don't know what the story is, who's handled it. You know, I don't think anybody of the three that jumped really knows who actually handled the ball, and I definitely wouldn't make any comment until I see it again. Beaten today, but encouraged obviously by the performance. Oh, I'm going home. It's a strange thing to say. Normally you go home and you're suicidal after a defeat.